So recently, Trump added a new military branch to the government, and it's considered to be called Space Force. Many people don't know about Space Force because it's so brand new. It literally just came out in December of 2019, and it's the newest branch. Many people don't know about it because, I mean, not many people keep up with the government and things like that. But it's soon to play like a very important role with the way our world is coming. Trump created it December 2019, and the reason he created it was because there's many different reasons, and I'm gonna get into all the reasons later and how they like pertain to the human people of the U.S. and everything. So one of the main reasons, the first one is that he created it because actually, let me go back a little bit. Um, so as I said, it was created in December, and it is under the Air Force branch. I'm giving you guys a little history and background about it first. It's under the Air Force branch, just like how other military branches have things underneath them. So this one goes under the Air Force branch, and it is led by a four-star general, and it's actually led by different generals, but there's only one main four-star general that does this. And now I'm gonna go into the reasoning behind it. So the reasoning that Trump created this was because there's a lot of stuff that goes on in space, such as you may know, there's satellites out there, and a lot of the satellites contain personal information that have to do with our daily lives, such as like things we put on our phone and stuff like that, and other intel like the government uses that they actually hold in storage in those satellites. So there's very vital information, and other countries try to hack into those satellites, and they try to get into our information, which is very scary because it's a lot of secret information that no other countries need to know about. So what the Space Force does is it keeps an eye on those satellites, not only in the air, but there's also some on the ground also that contain information. So they help to protect that. And also there's other things that they go into, which is a little bit more like on the top secret level, so it wasn't really out there as much because I mean they don't want other countries to know like what they do. Um, so that's basically mostly the gist of what it is. So it does play a very important role, and it's pretty scary. So it's a good thing that Trump created this new thing. And also there's different things to it. They came out with new uniforms. They came out with a new flag, new banner, new everything. It's a very special thing that they created for the as a new branch. And I'll go into like what the flag is next. So if you ever view the flag for Space Force, it's basically a Delta logo. It has lines going around the Delta logo, and at the bottom it has numeral numbers. So basically, what the Delta logo means is it's basically just a new journey and a new aspect, and it derives from basically Air Force in a way. And the lines around the Delta logo, they mean that it provides protection around the Delta. That's basically it. And on the bottom, there's the numeral numbers, and it's just basically for 2019, which is when it was created. And there's also the uniforms they created. They're not very special. They're just black camo, and that's about it. I think they could have done a little bit better on the camo, but they did create a new camo just for them. So now I'm gonna go into more about why it's important that we actually have this, because many people are like, what's like, why do we need the Space Force? Like, I get about everything, but the main reason why we actually do need it is, as I said, about the satellites and stuff. But to be honest, it's very important because if these other countries do in fact get into our information, they can hack not only our personal stuff, so they can go into our let's just say our personal like social medias and all that, and they can do like identity fraud and a bunch of like scary stuff like that, which is doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is pretty scary if they get a hold of it. And they can also get a hold of credit card numbers and everything, and it would just make everything go crazy. And also, they can get a hold of some of our stock markets and stuff like that. Everything that's basically online, they can get a hold of, which is very bad because they can get a hold of our money transactions and everything, other countries. So it's a very good idea for us to, just keep an eye on the satellites and everything. And as I was saying earlier, there's some in the air, but there is also some on the floor. So, such as some of our telecommunications from our military bases to our other military bases are done through satellite connections, such as our phone calls and stuff like that. So, it's also a basis to help protect that stuff also. And there's other things that it goes into since it's based under the Air Force. They do other types of military. I'm trying to explain it. Well, not only through like the satellites, but they don't really have like ground troops, you know what I mean? Like to go fight battles. It's more intel and computer science stuff like that. It's not as much as having people like go out there and actually like fight on the ground, how normal military branches are. So that's something also that's very special about it. It's also very interesting because my brother, who is actually in the Air Force right now, he's a officer in it. He was offered a job to work for Space Force, but there's still like a lot of training that has to be done, like cross training, to be able to apply the information on the Space Force because it covers a little bit different aspect of it. So I mean, it's very interesting, and I thought I'd take the time to explain what Space Force is because not many people know about it. You explain to someone, and you're gonna think, well, what is this? When it's actually a new branch in the military, so it's very important for people to know this information. So I thought I'd just take a little bit of time just to explain what it is and what it does. So thank you guys.